it's not supposed to. Hey, everybody! They can hear me. But you said we were live. I'll mute me, Tim. Don't worry.
Come on. All right, I think we're good. Hey, happy Friday, everyone. It's the Joffice Live. I'm Tim Friedlieb, your host, and with me is Jason Horonsky, President, CEO, founder, and the Jazz in Jasco.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the... I think today is the day we've all been waiting for. We're going to announce some release information for My Hero Academia collectible card game. Tim, you made a little graphic for us, right? So I don't get to announce it until that graphic shows up on the screen. So I guess we'll wait for that. But there's some really good news for My Hero Academia. And before we get into the release date, I want to tell you guys thank you for all your support. We have had record numbers selling through My Hero Academia pre-orders, beyond anything we've ever had in UFS or Universe's history. We are currently sold through quite a large print run.
Our expectations were so far exceeded, and it's kind of breathtaking and exceptional. And thank you so much to everyone out there, not just those of you guys that are viewing right now, but everyone. So we super appreciate.
Yep. So the great news is we will be doing, as we expect it to be for this game, several print runs to get set 1 completed. Mostly because it's a pandemic world, so we have to print in time slots and that kind of thing. But this is great news for everybody, and I want to make sure our players know that set 1 first release is marked with that first edition marking that we showed you guys last week on the Joffice. If you're a collector and you want anything from first edition, it does say it on the packaging, and it has the words first printing or first edition, I think it is, on every single card in the first edition print run. I would suggest that you get to your local hobby shop and get those orders placed today, as that particular print run is going to be very hard to get. Now it is your time to give hobby shops, as long as they order before the pre-release deadline, should be able to get their product. No problem. We will be moving forward with this particular model. So that means retail stores that get their orders in by our pre-order deadline window should be guaranteed product. If you do not get it in by the guaranteed window moving forward, and this is going to apply to set 2 and set 3 and any new Universe's product moving forward through Asmodee, especially in the United States and Canada, then you may be allocated at that point. So to get your product guaranteed, you have to place your pre-orders on time. Otherwise, you may be allocated. So first edition, that's where we're at. The first edition print run, if you want to get that, get your orders in with your stores now, because I can tell you we are already out of that product on our end. So it's going now to the retail stores, into distribution, and into the hobby level as a whole. Everything else will be second edition, and it doesn't have an edition, it's just the regular product. So if you're interested in that as a collector, now's your time to get that. You will be getting that before other product comes out. Obviously, second edition comes out a little bit later. So, Tim, what do you want to say about this? This is some awesome news. We have, I think our largest print run of all time was, I think it was the same size for Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Cowboy Bebop. Those were our largest print runs for Universes based on the pre-order demand. This has so far 10x'd that print size, I believe, close to it.
It is
right now, I think,
very big.
I think we've 8x'd that print size and sold through all of that we've claimed. So we expect the overall print run compared to those products, and this is not stock that's going to sit there. These are claimed products. So we're looking at maybe a 10 or 20x from our largest print run ever, at least, and that's just to get going. So keep that in mind. There is an end to reprints. So our reprints aren't really reprints right now. They are time-slotted print runs with a schedule, because right now print time is hard to get. There's a pandemic going on. So we've made sure we've claimed all the print slots for the rest of the year with our factory for set 1 and set 2 for My Hero Academia. So I will also say you can expect to be asked to put in your pre-orders for set 2 relatively quickly so that you can guarantee those as well. CCGs are super hot right now, and that's not just in the hobby shops, that's at all your major retailers as well. So, including Amazon, it's everywhere right now. So, CCGs are the hotness. This game in particular looks like it's going to be the top CCG for us, definitely, but potentially of the year when it launches. So we're looking forward to seeing what those numbers are going to look like in the grand scheme of sales. I think we are going to be easily on the top 10 chart for games releasing this year in general for this game. And so I can't wait to see when all that stuff is finally released. But awesome. Congratulations to all of our fans for doing this for us, helping us grow along the years. We're 11 years in to publishing UFS and Universes. It's humbling to see how big this has gone with after a pandemic, especially, and all the hardships that everyone has had to go through to stay with us through all of this, and see how big these print runs are getting and how much community we're going to be adding in to Universes as a whole. I can't wait to start the tournament season. I can't wait to see Worlds and Nationals and Regionals, the robust organized play that we have planned for this. Everybody that got their pre-orders in with Asmodee and their distributors should be getting access to early tournament organized play kits. So all those stores that got it, you'll get those even before the rest of the world gets their organized play kits. I think they have a 2-tier system over at Asmodee where you can order depending on how much you want to commit to. I'm just telling you, if your store ordering already, tell them to go get it. I do imagine that by the time full release happens, just about every retail shop in the United States, Canada should have the game. It looks like UK should have a really good following. We're trying to make sure that our main English-speaking locations have access to the first printing for first edition. And Australia and New Zealand, we want to make sure you guys get on the ball. I think there are a couple of distributors there that have placed orders. The rest of the world, we are currently looking into what we can do in other languages and other territories that we currently don't have the rights to. We'd love to add those. So keep in mind we are looking to do that. There's some paperwork and some bureaucracy to do to unlock new territories for licensing, and that's just how it works. But the popularity is massive for this. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody for jumping in and supporting My Hero Academia, for supporting Universes and the My Hero Academia CC. Tim, I think now is a good time. We can actually tell people when they can expect to see their first product.
Hold on, we have some other things to talk about first before we get to that. Today,
look at this troll. Look at this. It's not me this time, everybody. Usually this is me. I just want to point that out.
Today, we just recently, I want to say probably about 4 o'clock maybe, we posted a little teaser about the Quirk Packs, as we've been doing some informational posts. Now, granted, it's not mostly for you guys that are watching right now, but it is for everyone that's getting interested. So I kind of wanted to talk about that real quick first, because that's kind of cool and interesting. They're like, he's always a troll.
I'm reading the comments. This is one of the few Joffices where Tim has this comment screen up for me because he's doing the streaming platform, so I can actually see you guys talking about it. It's pretty funny. But I apologize. You will get this date by the end of the.
I am power hungry. That is true.
Hopefully, it won't be too terrible.
I
hold. Won't be too long. I don't think so.
I hold my power over you.
News of the day, so I don't know what else we could even fill the gap with. So,
well, so I don't want to do the big news and have people leave and not hear the other stuff that we have to talk about.
I understand. This is broadcasting strategy 101 from Tim over here.
Anyway, so we talked about, or we revealed what the 5 different names. We didn't show the cards, but we revealed the names of the Quirk cards that are the cards that are in the Quirk Packs for My Hero. And so let's go over those real quick because kind of interesting. So the first card being All Might True Form. Now, we had previously put on one of our infographics that he was a tournament card. We apologize, that was mislabeled. However, All Might True Form is in fact a Quirk card. So if you want, you could possibly open up, the Toshinori boy, the little weak, or what's the nickname? I can't say it because I don't want to get in trouble, but you guys know his nickname, right? It's like All Might, but with two more letters on in the front. But we all love Toshinori, right? Anyway, yeah. So that's the first one. Really
Sam, before
cool.
we move on, I would like to talk about All Might for a little bit. We had a lot of comments on, why are there 4 All Mights revealed in our character reveal, and how come there's only one Bakugo and one Midoriya? That's an easy one. Those characters are the main characters, and they're going to be popping up. They have to be in every set. I think I've talked about this before.
I don't.
You're gonna have so many versions of Deku and Bakugo each set with their new quirks every time they update their powers each season and each.
We don't want to give too many spoilers, guys, but All Might has a shelf life.
He's very important at the beginning of the show, and you may have followed a little bit. Season 1 and Series 1 release coincide somewhat. It's not 100%. It's not like you don't get cards from outside of Season 1, but we somewhat coordinate with the seasons as we go a little bit. And then, obviously there's a lot of custom stuff in there too that you may have never seen in the show, but it has to do with that season or has to do with the support in the set. And so like costumes matching and that kind of thing is pretty important for us. But yeah, All Might is.
I'm a big stickler on that. Like, trust me, guys. I've watched the show probably 100 times at this point because I've had to go back and watch things for scenes to grab, grab screen grabs and know what we're putting on the cards. And I think more than anyone else on the team is like, hey, if he's in this costume, he's got to be doing this.
Yeah. So there's a question: will All Might be stackable in Standard? Yes. And in the My Hero format, you can stack the same version of your character because there are some mechanics that need that. I don't know if that's been revealed yet.
I'll give a small teaser. We're not going to give any specific things. The Quirk Pack All Might, we did develop kind of an interesting mechanic for him that is similar to things.
Can I go a little deeper than that? I'm not going to 100% give it away, but it might kind of. Okay, so there are 2 characters in Mortal Kombat that have very similar kinds of mechanics that allow them like stacking. That's all I gotta say. If you play our game, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
I don't want to compare things to old things.
It's not the same. It is different. It is not stacking.
Actually,
but there's a really cool mechanic. True Form All Might has an awesome mechanic. I'm super excited about. Tim hated me for doing it.
I don't hate you. It just gave me more work to do.
I made him have to change the rulebook to make it work. Oh boy. But yeah, so that's why there are more All Mights than the other 2 main characters in this release currently. But keep in mind, a lot of stuff is coming out for My Hero. We plan on having a lot of releases for My Hero in the future, and every set has to have the main characters. So, but keep in mind, All Might will probably taper off in the future compared to Bakugo and Midoriya, who take the spotlight later in the series.
By the way, another little cool drop. We got some samples.
Oh yeah, I know what these are.
These are some demo deck samples.
We have new demo decks coming out. I don't think we've told anyone about that, Tim. I guess we did have some stuff to talk about before the announcement. That's a good point. So yeah, new demo decks will be going out to stores worldwide alongside the release, maybe a little bit before the release even. I'm super stoked about those too. The new demo decks. Yeah, the new demo decks are on the new frame. They have the new names and abilities and everything that have been approved through multiple rounds of approvals. Everything that was given out at Gen Con and in between, those cards had edits that had to be done because that was almost like an alpha release of the set because of the pandemic and the big delay in between. So I would say hang on to those. They're going to be cool and collectible. Never going to look like that again. A lot of the names.
And we're still including them in orders. So if you order something on our site, you'll get something.
Until they're gone, we're going to ship them out just so more people can learn the game. That's the current plan.
Once these are ready, we're going to be able to give people awesome new demo decks with the updated frames, so people won't get confused.
Yep. So there were some things with Shueisha, Toho, and Funimation that they asked us to change some of the attack names and foundation names in those demo decks. So they are actually different. I think some of the artwork's even different too,
Yep.
isn't it?
Some of the artwork is different. And
so they are different. They're very different. I see some of the comments saying it's just text changes. That's not the case.
And some of you guys are going to be a little disappointed because I know you were a big fan of a particular Bakugo foundation. Unfortunately, that one has changed. You guys will see it eventually.
I think Midoriya got better.
I don't know what you're talking about. Second card of the Quirk Packs. Second card is a card called Amphibious Ambush. What kind of a card type do you think that is, Jason?
Amphibious Ambush. That sounds like an attack to me. It's ambushing.
What?
Yeah. It's ambushing. I know all the cards. So if I had to guess, it sounds like an attack. And also, I'd like to see in the chat, Amphibious Ambush. Whose attack might that be? If you had to guess. I'm gonna leave it there. So that's one of the Quirk Pack cards. What's next, Tim?
The next one is Capture Evildoers.
Capture Evildoers.
I love the art on that card, by the way.
The art on this is sick. The foil on this is awesome. I can't wait for people to get this in their hands. This is going to be a great card in Standard. Really excited. Really excited.
Preston Brockway, no. The cards that came in the original demo decks will not be legal for play in official capacity. If you're playing for fun or weeklies or whatnot, and the card is exactly the same and your store is okay with that, sure, but in an official capacity, they are not going to be playable cards.
Good news is we have new demo decks, and those should be free, so you should be able to get a hold of those. Now, some of the cards didn't change, Tim. Are those going to be illegal if they're 100% the same? I'm leaving this one to Tim.
We will probably...
I should be able to play the other version of Midoriya because he's...
We will probably still be assessing that since there is some time. But if there's anything different at all, probably not.
Yeah, I would say if you do want to play it in your locals or in a tournament capacity, have the other version of the cards to the side and make it very clear that this is actually what it is and what it does. And don't try to put both of them in your deck because they are technically modified versions of those cards because of licensing. We had to get that thing out super fast for Gen Con. We had special approval to do so, and some things had to change.
I mean, at the very least, you can think of it as kind of like an alpha or a beta version of this set, these cards. And I know normally we do MRP rules where the most recent one you can use the old thing, and in this case, in a lot of this case, a lot of it just doesn't work.
Really important thing: the promo cards are still fine. Right? They're still fine because All Might is fine. That was one of the questions.
I would say probably for universes, probably. I'm unsure. Again, guys,
I'm pretty sure they're fine.
This is a question. Don't worry about this right now. We'll get back to you with for sure clear answers. I don't want to give you an answer right now that we end up changing our minds on. But I'm like 99% certain that All Might is for sure okay.
They're all three fine. I'm pretty sure. But for all the promo cards, the demo decks are the only ones that got like the massive name changes and art changes and all that stuff.
Correct. The fourth card, Kamui Woods. The second character out of the Quirk cards.
One of my favorites.
He's very cool.
His ability is awesome too.
Very cool, very fun. I hope that you guys enjoy. I really hope you guys enjoy all the cards we've made. Very sweet. His foiling is really fun too. So, yeah. By the way, guys, if you weren't certain,
we're mostly talking about My Hero format. I've seen this in the comments. We're talking My Hero format. Standard is obviously different stuff.
Right.
Standard's going to stay pretty standard like it always has.
But just in case you guys didn't know, the quirk cards are also foil. So there you go.
What's our final card?
The final card out of all of them is called Villains Defeated. What kind of card type do you think that is?
If I had to guess, Villains Defeated sounds like a story kind of thing happening in the game, and maybe some kind of background to a character. That would imply to me that it's probably a foundation.
Could be
based on how we name cards, but I'm not going to give away too much. I don't know. Sounds like it could be a foundation.
Could be. All right, so we still have some more things to talk about, but
I want, before we get away from quirk packs, anyone that didn't get this before, the way a quirk pack works is on both sides of a booster box, you'll be given one quirk pack as an additional type of box stopper. You have 5 possible cards you can get from this, and this is replacing what has happened in several card games with the promotional incentive to buying packs and getting a special promo pack. Instead of getting it directly from your store, if you buy a sealed box, you'll just get both of them, and you don't have to rely on shipping being accurate and having a proper stack of promos behind the counter. If you are a store, you can sell them just like they always had been. If you sell 12 packs, you can give away a quirk pack. There's also the regular box stopper, which we would recommend giving as a whole box or as a special promo if you're opening a bunch of packs to your biggest fans and players that really support the game, your scouts, now we call them senseis. But that's going to be left to the store's discretion. But we do suggest that if you buy 12 packs, you get a quirk pack. And that's why they're now coming in the box. So it's just extra cards for you guys. You're getting more value in the box that way. In addition to all the other cool extra stuff we've done. So
yep,
now that you know what a quirk pack is, Tim, what did you want to say?
We've said this, before I get to that, we've said this a million times, but the amount of extra work we put in to make this like super duper cool, it keeps getting so exciting to talk about it. And we both Jason and I cannot wait to get all of this stuff out to you guys. Oh man.
Tim, I do believe that every single type of booster pack, whether it's a tournament pack, plus ultra pack, whatever kind of pack it is, right? Booster pack, whatever, they all have redemption on them, right?
I believe that is correct.
So, for those of you asking in the chat, I'm pretty sure your quirk packs will give you redemption. This is another 99% sure. I'm fairly positive I made sure that was on all the packaging for the boosters.
All right. I think it's time, Jason.
Is it time? Okay, so...
Do you want to do the drum roll? Keep going. Keep going. I haven't pressed the button. Keep that drum roll. All right, you guys ready? Let's see.
How long am I drum rolling?
Well, you should be able to see the change on the screen. There we go.
Hey, so we have our release date. I assume everybody was guessing what it would be, but we can now officially say it. Our partners at Asmodee said it is now okay to let everybody know. Distribution is also aware. Releasing September 2021.
Now,
the exact date.
We do have... Go ahead, Jason. I'm sorry.
It will be coming out a little bit later because there has to be a buffer for guaranteed shipping. Now remember, we're in a pandemic and shipping could move things 1 or 2 weeks. So we know September. The exact date will happen as soon as shipping is 100% confirmed. And that's it. So we're really excited. We can finally talk about it.
We're still working on a really cool... Oh, whoops. I did misspell that. Good catch, guys. I am a big dum-dum.
No, Tim. That's the new month we have for My Hero Academia. It's a set, Patember. We're releasing the set in Patember, everybody.
All right, there we go. Spelling fixed. Anyway,
it still looks unfixed.
It's loading. It's loading.
Loading.
There we go. See, now it's changed. Okay, so we do have a cool release video that should be soonish. We're kind of trying to get that one ready for now, but hey, you guys have our release window. Sweet.
Yeah. So and we have a lot of people making fun of the fact that it's a window for the release date. This is strictly because all international shipping right now is completely unpredictable by about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So there is actually no way to promise it. It's impossible. Nobody can promise a release date right now unless it's already in stock at their warehouse. So that's where we're at right now for international shipping. The game is printed in Japan, so you're all aware. This is a Japanese print run game, and so it is going to be shipping to us from Japan and to Asmodee internationally. So there is a window. I know. I apologize. Nothing we can do about it because the trouble will be hit. But we just have to make sure that window's there for this 2 weeks of shipping liability. So making sure that that's very clear. This is the closest that anyone's going to get, including ourselves, even the printer. So that's what we're at this moment.
All right, Jason, we do have a question. Are we going to be at Gen Con? I don't know if that's been decided. So I'm putting you on the spot.
Right now, I don't think I can talk about that because we're basically, unless Asmodee has announced, we're basically doing whatever Asmodee's doing.
Well, I'm sorry to inform you that they just made a post today. I think they are not going to be attending.
So then we can publicly say that we will not be attending Gen Con this year to a large booth capacity. There is a chance that JASCO representatives will be at Gen Con. But as a big booth like we usually do,
sweet, that'd be really
we
cool.
will not be. We will not be physical con as a booth, if that's how Asmodee's pitched it, essentially. So we're basically mirroring Asmodee because with this launch and how big the product is and their exclusivity, anytime they're somewhere, we have to kind of come along and help out with the demos and all that stuff. But they're also the only ones that can sell the game, so we need them there to be able to promote the game to the general public. In terms of Gen Con Online, I do believe we still plan on doing some Gen Con Online like we did last year, if they still go forward with that format. I believe they plan to, and so if we can participate in that realm, we will.
All right, let's see. Real quick, so let's talk about some other things. We'll circle back around a little bit. So let's do this. I'm going to give some of our regular updates, and then we can come back to this. So we still have a little bit more to talk about. But, so, Street Fighter, almost all of Europe has shipped, which is sweet. I believe there's like a handful of UK orders yet to go. South America, we've opened up shipping or payment for you guys. So those should be going out very shortly. And then the rest of the world is being...
Tim, we got them a better rate in South America, right?
We did. The majority of countries we're going to have to pay customs regardless, but at least for the shipping portion, we were able to cut the majority of the countries almost in half. So that was pretty good. The other thing is that once all the fulfillment centers have finished with their orders, we're going to be giving them some information about some of the pre-orders we have. If you've pre-ordered, we are going to try and have our fulfillment centers send those out until they run out of product. Now, they're also still doing replacements for, if there's something that's not quite up to snuff with the game. But the rest of our pre-orders, we are waiting on the remainder of our stock to arrive, which should occur mid to late June. We should get the remainder of our stock into our warehouse. Everything that we can ship out for pre-orders before that, we will. And then everything else, once we get the rest of the stock, we'll push out the rest of those orders for the whole world.
I had to write a note to myself on my phone so I don't forget to, when we circle back around to My Hero Academia, these pre-orders that he's talking about are just for Street Fighter.
Yep, so sorry. Yeah, talking about Street Fighter the Miniatures game. Totally right. Talking about Street Fighter the Miniatures game. So if you pre-ordered it, in all honesty, if you pre-ordered it in like December or January, it's pretty likely you'll be able to get it before we have to wait for everything to arrive from across the ocean. If you ordered it a little bit later than that, it might be until late June before we can start shipping those out. But those are going to be a high priority once we get that stuff into our warehouse. Jason, we actually have quite a few questions from our Google form.
Yay! Hey, people are using the Google form.
I have a few ones, and this is kind of a funny one to start off. How many Tim Friedliebs work at Jasco? There can only be one, baby.
So I will say, I just lowered my seat so I'm more framed.
There can only be one.
There are about 10 Tim Friedliebs here. They all look exactly the same. That's why it seems like he never sleeps and he's always working.
And they just announced the Highlander. There can only be one.
Yeah.
All right. So people have still been asking about the Mortal Kombat Kickstarter. That's in the works. When we get close to having that nailed down, we'll make a big announcement. But we're working.
Keep in mind, Street Fighter is still doing final fulfillment in some areas. So we do want people to get their games.
Yep.
We're trying to get that done for at least the Kickstarter fulfillment. That may not apply to anything to do with pre-orders. That shouldn't slow anything down on the Mortal Kombat front.
Let's see. The question: will the MHA set have new keywords? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. We've been working on that set for like 2 years.
Maybe. Let's find out in September.
Yeah, that's a good call. I can't remember.
Let's see. Any response to Target dropping cards? So this is because we talked about this previously. Target has decided to take some of their cards off of their shelves, only offered on their online store. Do you have a response to that, Jason?
I was wondering what you were going to say to see if we're allowed to say what you say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They will still have certain card games on the shelves.
As far as I know, they still have Magic the Gathering, right?
They have Magic
and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, they have Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. That I know for certain. I don't know if they're stocking Dragon Ball Super or Digimon. I know that sports cards and Pokemon have been taken down. They made a public statement about a safety issue from I guess somebody being aggressive in one of the targets over sports cards. They chose sports cards and for some reason Yu-Gi-Oh to be the cards pulled from the shelves and moved to customer service desk, and then from customer service desk to the online store. As far as I think I can say, this should not have any effect on us and My Hero Academia.
As far as I know, back when I did, before I worked at Jasco, back when I did play some Dragon Ball Super, we used to pick up the Dark Dimension villains and the Heroes pack. It was like this big clamshell thing where it was you got your time traveling Trunks or whatever it was. That it was the really cool one that came in. All you had to do was get rid of your discard pile. Anyway, let's not talk about that. But we used to buy those
his name
at Targets.
Is Future Trunks, right?
No. The card was like time something Trunks. It was from Xenoverse. He was part of the He was part of like the Xenopolice or something like that.
Xenoverse, fun sidebar there. The character Jiffany Jamber is based off of Xenoverse. Not because it had anything to do with the game, but AJ Murray and myself playing the game on, I think, PS4. And we had to name our Saiyan character, and the name was Jiffany Jamber based off of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yep, Jif Jam.
Yep, there you go. Fun fact.
All right, let's see. Okay, someone has some concerns about the extra rares, since we've mentioned those are alternate foils. What measures are we taking to make sure that they can't be weighed or identified without opening packs?
So it's the same measures that are being done by any other major card printer. So that there shouldn't be any way to do that. In fact, there could even be some dummy cards put in or dummy weights put in, so that if you do try to measure it, you just pull duds.
Well,
but for the most part, all of our packs are about the same weight. The extras obviously are a different foil, but that shouldn't affect the weight on.
To address packs. That, I could be a little bit uninformed, so please let me know. I know that Magic will randomly have. They don't have a guaranteed foil in every pack, right? They will randomly have a foil in some packs. Are those able to be weighed, or is that
So so everything is able to be weighed. The way that this is mitigated in the manufacturing process, every single pack goes over a scale, and there's a little rubber finger that flicks things into the trash if they're the wrong weight. Um, the way that we mitigate and anyone mitigates is either changing the actual stock size so that the foil equals the same size, or in the case of Pokemon and some other cards, when there's a drastic weight difference because of like an EX or something like that, there will be an add card added to the pack that counters the rest of the weight of the pack, or a variant add. Like some people don't even know this. There may be 2 sizes of add card that balances the weight out. So I can't imagine weighing these packs helping anyone in any way. Additionally, the extra rares that would have a different weight, there's no guarantee that they're any more valuable than or rare than any other card, because you have an equal chance of pulling an extra in any rarity. So just because you get an extra rare doesn't mean a whole lot. Like if you get a common, I'm assuming they'll be worth more than the general common on the secondary market for collectors. But that's the other part. The other side to this story here is, other than just the weight issue and how that's manufactured and how that's handled for weight for scaling, is our rarity is also just like Magic in that case, where anything can be foil.
Fidu21, if you use your special X-ray vision, then you can probably tell which ones are which.
If you have X-ray vision, I don't know how that affects through a foil pack, but hey.
Well, they're not made of lead, so
that's true.
That's the only thing that stopped Superman, right?
Glad they're not made out of lead. That would be awful.
Okay, so another question. This is kind of interesting, and I don't know how much we've talked about this. We've talked about this one a little bit, but will extra rares be a thing in non-MHA sets? I really think this is one of the best decisions you've made and will be huge for the game.
That is to be determined. So I know that this set and the next set will have extra rares. Moving forward, if this is well received, as we think it will be, and we do need to get community feedback on how everyone feels about this. It does give you different ways to pull cards, so you can have a foil or a non-foil of the commons and uncommons, and you can get alternate foil versions of every foil card. I think it's really cool. Tim, I think, thinks it's really cool.
I love this. This is something I dig. I know, again. Don't want to compare ourselves necessarily to other games, but that always happens. In other games, you see people playing around more with things like extra cool rarities that don't take away from everything else that you're getting. I know in set 3, Dragon Ball Super added random, any card could be foiled in there. Magic has been doing different frames. Special different frames that you can pull and different types of foils and things like that. So people are trying to find ways to make it more exciting to open packs, more exciting and more profitable for those of you that are getting this stuff. We, whether we included these or not, would make the same amount of money off of the product, right? We're actually just adding more cool stuff for you guys. So,
yeah, we don't benefit from the secondary market, so we just do stuff because it's cool. We are collectors ourselves, at least I am. I mean, we've talked about this whole thing on the whale conversation the other day. Apparently I am a whale collector, which is weird.
You are a whale, Jason. If there's something that you like that's cool, you just buy it. And that's not like, you're not going to go and buy a $50,000 Black Lotus, but Jason? Oh no. Alright, guys. We've kind of lost Jason.
Yeah,
it's kind of going to go.
Alright. Kind of lost.
Wait. Oh, there we
see
go.
me now?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, we go.
I don't know what's going on. So I'm in the Joffice today because my home internet was dying, and now only my internet in the Joffice is dying, but Tim's is fine.
That's a funny joke there, Kevin. For Street Fighter, would they be called E-Extra Rares? Wow. Maybe.
I like it.
But talking about extra rares also leads to the next question, which is how are they done? Are they going to replace a rare? Are they going to be like reverse hollows in Pokemon? Now, I don't play Pokemon. I tried. I just never got my interest. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before. Am I? We did, right, Jason? We talked about how you'll be able to get extra rares.
Yes, I believe we announced it publicly. The extra rares will take the slot of an uncommon. So you can get, instead of an uncommon, sometimes you'll get a random extra rarity of any card possible in the set.
Now,
and that includes the rival deck cards. So the only way to get a rival deck card outside of the rival deck is as an extra rare.
Now, it is the slimmest of chances, but it is possible if you get the maximum amount of extra rares in your box and you get the maximum rarity in your extra rares, you could end up with as many as 11 ultra rares in your box.
That is correct. So I don't know what the odds of that are. It seems really unlikely.
Probably pretty low, but possible.
Well, I mean, it's pretty low because your odds of pulling. There are 5 major rarities because the starter deck, the 2-player rival deck cards are included in this. So you'd have to get a 1 in a 5 chance 5 times. But it's doable. It's not impossible. I saw a couple of questions in here that piqued my interest, Tim. I lost them because I also have my note here that I want to circle back to.
Let me scroll up and if you see it.
Let's see. So someone was asking or making the comment that it seems like Standard is taking a back seat to My Hero Academia. I mean, it is temporarily because My Hero Academia is next, so that would make sense. The My Hero Academia format has to launch first because it's the next set, and it needs a very strong launch. So yes, we're going to be focusing for at least until set 2 on strictly the My Hero Academia format. We will do some standard stuff on the side, but the big standard season will probably hit around February or March of next year when standard's going to get all the attention again as its own tournament circuit alongside My Hero Academia. We want to make sure that both circuits are heavily supported. So I don't see that as a bad thing at all. I think that's great. That the game is growing into 2 formats. It's growing the community in universes as a whole through My Hero Academia, and they're getting the love individually as they go. There was one other question.
I'm wondering how good my camera is because I kind of want to troll you guys again by holding something up to show you, but I also am really scared of my camera being too good.
No, let's not do that. I know
Gotcha.
we have cards and stuff sitting in the office. We'll just no. Not a good idea, Tim.
I know.
So I'm trying to remember what the other question was. It zoomed up. I know it was important, but while I'm thinking about that, I want to circle around. So Tim was talking about the Street Fighter pre-orders. Anyone that has pre-ordered through our website for My Hero Academia, I believe our pre-orders are currently closed because that section of pre-orders for first edition is sold out. It will be restocked as soon as we have the new stock set aside for Jasco games. Mostly through Asmodee. So if you need to pre-order your game now, go through Asmodee or your local distributor, and then your local hobby shop. We encourage you, hobby shops, you go to your distributors. General players, go to your hobby shop, ask for the game, get your pre-orders in, even put some money down if you can to guarantee your boxes. Because it does look like it is going to be a massive success, and demand could out succeed the supply for a while until it stabilizes a little bit. So I took that note earlier. I don't have a pen and paper, so I just put it on my phone here. But I wanted to make sure you guys are aware. Go to your local hobby shop, get your pre-orders in. Their pre-order deadline was for the first round of pre-orders was last week. More pre-orders are obviously available, and we're doing every print slot available for the rest of the year. We'll be printing My Hero Academia. So that's, I believe, 3 more print times until it's done for set 1.
All right. Well, we've been on for almost an hour, and yeah, we gave some info. We talked about the what was posted today. You guys got some information on release. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to go over, Jason.
There's a good question here. How long do people have? How long do stores have for the first edition pre-order window? Right now, there's no guarantee at this point. They're already late. I would say you need to get that in immediately, and I don't know if it's guaranteed anymore. To my understanding, on the distribution level, that is sold out. So your store is your last line of defense. They have to get it from their distributors. Hopefully that answers that question for first edition and how scarce it will be. It is a massive print run, and it is sold out. It is at least on the distribution level. So now, retailers, it's your time to get the game. Get the product in your store before it's gone, because I believe there was a flash pre-order that, because of how popular the game is, the initial pre-order window was like 4 days, and it already sold out. So we're talking more pre-order window, but not for first edition anymore. So only through your retail store can you get that now. Distributors have placed their orders, so they will be whatever supply they have.
Yep. Yeah. So I think that's what we have right now.
Yep. So thank you all for joining us this week on the Joffice Live. I hope this news was pretty good for you. It is as honest and open as I can be about all this stuff. The September release, we do have the game coming out in September. There could be a 2-week window of shipping. Hopefully we get the earliest possible date in September. That's what we expect. So it's going to depend on international freight. So thank you again for joining us. Go play some games. Stealing Tim's line. Tim, you have to come up with a new line for your closer.
I'm just going to stick with, we love you guys. Have a great weekend.
There you go. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next week.